what we talk about with my clients is that all of their companies and each of their territories has these 5 groups of prospects. You've got prospects that are too small. They're not big enough for you to make money on, even if they buy. You're a big deal to them, right? They want a high level of service. They want this, they want that. They're hard to deal with. Now, here's the thing. When your business was started, the owner probably sold a bunch of squirrels early on, right? Unless you work for a really big company. The owner at some point was selling, and he went out and he landed some pretty big accounts like Alvin's Anvil Shop, and they're still a client, and the owner has a personal relationship with them, and so the owner, is super involved in a super small business. Well, at some point, the business grew a little bit, and you got up to rabbits. Rabbits buy what you're selling. You're still a big deal to them. But, you can make money if you have enough of them. You can kind of build a business around them. And then all of a sudden, you start calling on some deer, and the deer, like, they see you coming, and they lead with, "We're not interested. We got that handled. We don't need any." And they take off. But you land a deer, and now you're ready to go on a big hunt, and you go out to see a moose, and the moose says, "Appreciate you coming in," and then they stomp all over you because your idea is stupid, and you don't know their industry, and you don't understand their company, and let me tell you, I've been doing this, and my daddy did this, and my granddaddy did this, and this is why you're doing it wrong, and this is how we do it, and this is what you need to do differently. Right? So every once in a while, you get a young salesperson, and they get put in a territory, and they go out, and they end up in front of a moose or a deer, and they get stomped because they don't know any better. They haven't called on a whole bunch of people. They haven't heard the cash register ring. And so they don't really know how to handle it. In your world, you have these 5 categories. In fact, we color code them. Right? Now, everybody knows if you come up to a traffic light and the traffic light is red, red means stop. Red does not mean stop and sit silently forever. Red means stop, assess danger, proceed. Right? You can pull up to a red light, and depending on where you are, nobody's coming, you can take a turn. When we talk about squirrels as in terms of prospects, what we're talking about is small clients, difficult to make money from, very difficult to make money from. You should not be prospecting them ever, right? One of the things that we see a lot with small businesses is that they have squirrel farmers, right? These are the people that are very comfortable calling on an existing base of small clients without growing them and maintaining them, and they think they're winning because they're not losing anybody. But all they're maintaining is squirrels. And every once in a while, a business owner will say, "Hey, could you make my squirrel farmer a squirrel wrangler?" And I'm like, no. You don't want to attract more squirrels. Squirrels is not what you should be hunting, right? If they call you, take the call. If they order, take the order. But you should not be out actively filling your books with squirrels. Not a good hunt. Not what you want to do. You might move up to rabbits. Now, rabbits, you can make money from. But just like a yellow light, which is proceed with caution, right? You don't even have to stop. You just have to proceed with caution. And I've got a 15-year-old I'm trying to teach to drive right now. So this is a very confusing light for her. She likes to accelerate into these. I'm like, no, that's not what it means. But rabbits, if they buy the way you sell, if they don't change billing terms, if they don't change delivery terms, if they don't change packaging terms, if you are able to deliver what you've defined as your goods and services, well, then rabbits, you can make money on them. But again, you don't want to be a rabbit wrangler, right? These are not where the money is in your business. In fact, 80% of your revenue and 20% of your clients are in the deer and moose category. 80% of your revenue and 20% of your clients are in the deer and moose category. If you get somebody on the phone and you qualify them as a deer or a moose, it is a green light. This is somebody who buys what you're selling, they buy it the way you sell it, they buy it with enough volume that you can service it and you can make money, which is great. These are the clients we love working with. The deer, they don't challenge us, they just want us to do what we do well. The moose, they push us to do our best work. And a lot of times, they push us to move the roadmap forward. They push us to make changes and, hey, could you add this, or could you do this differently, or would you guys be able to incorporate this? You know, and so they give us things that we can do that are just a little bit different, that make logical sense, and will filter down to the rest of our clients over time. Right? One of the hardest things to get my clients to understand is if you're going to introduce a new product or service, you don't want to introduce it to a new client, right? So you've got no emotional bank account with this person, and you're trying to introduce something you've never sold or serviced before, and when it breaks, you call them up and say, listen, we got this, trust me, I'm in sales.